Hi, welcome to my channel, and today I'll be telling you how and what it takes to visit Cabo Verde or Cape Verde, as we call it in English. So stay tuned. Now, first of all, we know Cape Verde is a West African nation that is located deep down in the Atlantic Ocean. Okay, so this country was colonized by the Portuguese. In fact, the Portuguese were the first people that settled there. Afterwards, they moved in some people from Africa to the island. So, to as it is now, it is a very touristy destination. Tourists from all over the world come there for tourism. So, and then to visit this place, you need a valid passport first. I mean, a passport that is 6 months valid from the day you want to travel. Okay, and then you also need a visa if you are coming from somewhere that is not West Africa or America, the United States of America or Europe. Yeah, several of the Southern American countries, Asia, and all these other places, we need to get visa on arrival. And other places from Africa, except the Lusophone countries, will also need a visa. So, and if you are traveling, make sure you fly to any of the airports that give this on arrival. You can either go to Boa Vista Airport, Sal, Santiago, or San Vincent. So their visa is not too much a thing. They're just handwritten visas. So once you have your visa and your passport, the other important thing you need again is a vaccination card or a yellow card, as we call it here in Nigeria. So and the important vaccinations you need are yellow fever and then meningitis. You could have others like polio. You could have others like hepatitis A, B, C, and so on and so forth. But these two are the basic ones. And then you can actually, for tickets, there are depending on where you are flying from. You can get cheap, very cheap ticket, but most times flying to Cape Verde is very expensive. So what I advise people to do, even what I wanted to do the first time I wanted to go, was to fly to somewhere close by and then take another cheaper plane to fly to the island. So you can fly to Nokchov. Nokchov is in Mauritania. So from there you can take a local flight to the island, or you can still fly to Dakar, or you can fly to Bissau. So from these three different countries or these three different capitals, you can get cheaper flights to the island. And then if you are flying from these countries or from these capitals, be sure to have 1,000 euros cash because the immigration are going to ask you for it when you get there. So I'm going to share with you now the story of how I traveled. So I started making preparation for the journey. I was able to get a discounted ticket from Cape Verde Airlines. They were running a promo. They wanted to get popular in Nigeria then, so I had to get a ticket from them. So, and the other thing about them is that their flight leaves very late, very early in the morning. Sorry. So it was like 4 a.m. So I had to get to the airport around 8 in the night. So I went in the company of my friends. So they kept me company at the airport till around 12 when they went home. So we waited for the plane. We were checked in. But unfortunately, the plane didn't arrive Lagos until 8 o'clock the next morning. So we were waiting, we were complaining, we were shouting. People were angry about how things turned out. But fortunately, people that know me very well know that I don't really have problems with waiting at the airport. It's a very good time to make friends, a very good time to read something or. So I had a very good time waiting. I had a very good time talking with other passengers that were traveling and why they were traveling and so on and so forth. So not too long after that, we left Lagos. We flew for like 4.5 hours, was it, or so. So I mean, it was very very cool, and we got to the island. Landing on the island was just so nice. I mean, in fact, I was wondering because the translation of Cape Verde in English, I mean Cabo Verde in English is green hills sort of. So everywhere was looking very very parched and dry, and I was like, where is the green hills? So, but I mean, I was told that we came in the dry season. Actually, so December is dry season over there. So on landing, I got out for the immigration um formalities. Okay, so like now I didn't know that there's what they call security tax. That's their local currency. You have to pay 34 euros or 34 3,400 escudos. So after paying that amount, I presented my passport. They asked for my hotel reservation. They also asked for my vaccination card. So these are very important. Make sure you have your vaccination card with all the required vaccination I talked about earlier on. Make sure you also have your 3,400 escudos, or you can pay with your card. That's like 32 euros, or $34 or £30, depending on what currency you have. And then make sure you have a hotel reservation. That one is very, very, very important because they are going to ask for it. So once there, I was cleared, and then fortunately for me, some of the friends I made when I was waiting for the plane were got a taxi to come and pick them from the airport. So they offered to give drop me off somewhere that will be very close to where I was going to stay. So when they dropped me off, I was like, okay, this is very good. It's time for me to, now get to my own place. So I asked a few people there in Portuguese. They told me that I have to walk for 15 or 20 minutes, or I have to take a taxi for 3 euros. So I decided to take the obvious, which is just to walk. Okay, this is Santa Maria, over. The island is called Sal. So I'm walking down to my hotel. It's like a 20 minutes walk, or 3 euros. Around 3 euros. So I have to walk. So beautiful country. As you can see. Come visit one day. Well, I arrived hostel Jamedu. The place was nice, and the staff there were okay. It's like a hostel actually. So I got there, settled down, took my bath, and then I went out to buy my SIM, to get something to eat, a few shopping of one or two things I'm going to need. And then when I went to get the local money, I made a friend. He's from Guinea-Bissau. I mean, he speaks French too, so I mean, it was easier to communicate with someone that speaks. I speak French better than I speak Portuguese at the time, so it was very very easy to communicate with him. So he eventually became something like a tour guide for me. So two of us went around to see the island together eventually. Yeah. So the next morning. Le nom de
Santa Maria.
Santa Maria, ok.
Santa Maria.
Ok, Praia de Santa Maria.
Praia de Santa Maria.
Oh, ok, 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 ok. Agora vamos para Espagos. Ok, vamos com um táxi ou.
Não, não táxi.
Como?
Com aquela carro lá.
A carro, onde?
Para lá.
Ok. Thank you. Save. Decided to go to Espagos to make reservations for a boat that will get me to the other islands I intend to go to. So I went with my friend. His name is Usman. He's from Guinea. So we why is calling my name? So he's from Guinea. So we went to get the tickets. So after that, we went to I went to take pictures at some places at Espagos. There's this square where children are meant to play. After playing, they had some very wonderful Christmas decorations there, and you know, so we went back to Santa Maria. So when we arrived Santa Maria, we just visited a few places. We went to one of the oldest hotels there. We went to a club. We even went to the famous Disco Pirata. You know, So after that, I got home. I decided to make a meal myself this time around because the one bought the other day was like uh, 300 escudos. That's like €3. So I made some indomie and
Thank God I came with my Indomie. So to buy this food here, it will cost me up to €3 to get something like this here. I'm just eating it. 200 naira Indomie. Okara euro can nearly ever. It's good to travel with your own food. Learn to travel with your own food.
I did a video from the top of the hostel.
Okay, gentlemen, ladies, friends, this is Sal. So, the top of the hostel where I'm staying, they call it Hostel Samedu. So it's like, well, forget about the hostel first. This road is called Rua de Policia, as a police road. So that's the police barracks. I mean, the police station over there on this island.
So the next day was going to be a Sunday. So I'm a very religious guy. I decided to go to church. Apart from the religion too, I'm a very curious person. So even if I don't visit go to church, I can go to a mosque or elsewhere just to see how things are done.
Olha, acredite, tenha fé. A solução para sua vida. Você
So that same curiosity was what drove me to church. And at church, there was this Brazilian pastor, and I was filming, and then he was like, "Oh, switch off your phone there." It sounds so embarrassing.
Por favor, diga que eu vou isso.
Sounded so embarrassing. So, but it was fun actually. So after service, I got back home, and I decided to just have a tour around the town. So I went to hire a bicycle. So with the bicycle, I was able to tour the whole of Santa Maria. I even went down as far as places close to Espagos, the airport. And then after that, I came back. And then on my way, I met my friend from Guinea. I met him, so we decided to go to the um, beach together. In beach, we call it praia. In Portuguese, we call it praia. We went to the praia together. So at the praia, we saw several people swimming and diving and doing all sort of things. And after that, I decided to go do shopping at a Chinese shop. In fact, one thing about this country is that most of the shops there are run by the Chinese. So, and if you want to learn Chinese, I mean, I don't think there's any other place you will see lots of Chinese than in Cape Verde. There are so many of them. Most of the shops you see there, in fact, you want to say, I want to go to a shop. You say, I'm going to the Chinese. So I want to go and buy. Yeah, let's say you want to say, I want to go and buy food from the shop. You say, I want to go and buy food from the Chinese. So the default business or small business owners there are the Chinese. I'm not sure that's good for the economy, but I mean, so many Cape Verdeans were grateful to the Chinese for coming in on time to help them grow the economy. So I mean, maybe they are reaping what they sow. I don't know. So I go to this Chinese shop and I tried my little Mandarin and it was fun.
谢谢你。好什么？用我盖好戏。谢谢你。
I got back to the hostel to prepare for my departure the next day to Verde Island. So I took pictures with some of my friends, and the next day I left. Thank you.